Okay, perfect. So go ahead and grab your big pillow and then have some space near you. Hopefully you're near a wall, or like if you have a box or like a workout bench, that'd be great too. But definitely the pillow at minimum. The rest you could do on the floor if you don't have a wall near you. Sorry, so I have a sense of time. All right, so come down onto your mat, and you're gonna bring the pillow onto the left side of your body. And to start, we are just going to do a little breathing into one side of our ribs at a time to give ourselves a little bit of space through the torso. So when you're ready, you're gonna lay down onto your side, and you want the pillow basically from like your hips to your shoulder, but your head can be on the floor or resting like this on your hand. And you're just gonna take your, top hand, and you're gonna bring it onto your ribs. You can bring your thumb with your fingers or have your thumb behind, whatever feels good. And you're just gonna set your fingers like kind of wide on your ribs here so you have space. You're gonna take a nice big inhale. And you're gonna feel that right lung and ribs kind of expand up into your hand. And then you're gonna exhale, feel it fall down towards the floor. And if you want this to be a little bit more exaggerated, how high your ribs are, or lungs, you can always fold your pillow kind of in half. And then again, another inhale here. Feeling your ribs separate. And exhale. And then you're going to bring your hand sort of towards the bottom of your ribs, and you're going to take an inhale here. And think about directing your breath into your hand. And if that feels like it's got movement, slide your hand up your ribs just a little bit more. Again, breathing into your hand, both the front and backs of your ribs, and then exhale. And slide that hand up. Inhale. And exhale. Going at your own pace, you may find that the higher you get towards your armpit or your chest, the stickier it is and the more breaths you need to take there. So take your time. One more. And then all the way to the top. Really breathing into your hand, and then take your hand towards the back of your ribs for one final breath. Really feel your ribs expand into your hand. Good, and then reach your arm all the way up overhead. Take a stretch here for a second if it feels good. Bring your top leg long and reach it back. And then reach forward with your right hand as your and now stretch your leg out long. Reach through the heel. Reach in the opposite direction with those right fingertips. And then come all the way back and just gently push yourself all the way up. Take a second, sit down, and just notice the difference between your right and left side. Maybe your right shoulder is now a little higher. Now that you have some extra space in your ribs. And then when you're ready, flip the pillow over to the other side, or you can just roll over. And then again, have that pillow between your right and left side. And again, really on the ribs. You can always fold it over if you'd like it to be a little bit more intense. So just starting here with a couple of breaths. Really thinking about all that air going into this left lung. And notice if this side is maybe a little stickier. And then when you're ready, bring your hand to the bottom of your lungs, just focusing on breathing into the spot where your hand is. And exhale, and slide it up. And exhale. 4 or 5 more breaths here. Again, taking your time. If you just want your hand to come up your back instead of your ribs because you know those move, go for that. And exhale, last time here. Good, and then reach your top arm overhead. You can extend both arms if you'd like. And then extend your bottom or your top leg. And then reach that left foot back as you reach forward towards the opposite corner with that right hand, getting a nice stretch through the side. One more breath here. And then go ahead and come up. You can put your pillow all the way off to the side. We're not going to use it for the rest of class. And then come on to all fours. So hands right underneath your shoulders, thinking about your ribs. Hopefully you can feel like you're breathing a little bit more into them. Take a nice big inhale here. Feel your ribs expand, and then on your exhale, tuck the tailbone under, draw the hips up towards the ribs, and then round your head all the way down towards the floor. And then shake it yes and no, so it's nice and relaxed. And then widen your sitting bones, starting at the base of your spine, opening through the front of your chest. Feel the heels of the hands slide back as you glide your chest open. Inhale, and then exhale. Press the floor away around your spine up towards the ceiling. Moving nice and slowly, really trying to unstick anywhere that's sticky. Find length through the front of your chest and then press the floor away. And then sit back onto your heels and then just rotate yourself open towards the right. Press down with that left shoulder towards the floor and then over to the other side. One more time to each side. You can rock your hips in the opposite direction if that feels nice. Good, and then come all the way forward. Extending your left leg out behind you. Float that leg up. And then tap it back down. Keeping your hips nice and square, really thinking about finding that length. And then back down. Notice if your weight is all the way shifted over to that right side. Find that core engagement, especially as you put more weight into this, what is this, left side. 2 more. And last one, pause with your leg long, float your right hand out and extend it long. You're gonna tap down towards the floor and then lift up for 6. Pressing the floor away. You can always bring your hand to your abdominals. If you need a little reminder, 2, 1, pause with them lifted, come out to that long diagonal that we had in that side stretch, and then back. So right arm out to the right, left arm out to the left, but more or less staying within the general frame of that mat, and then resist to bring it back to center. 3 more. Resist. 2. Last one. And then bend that arm down, bring your knee in underneath you. From here, keeping your hips square again, you're gonna open that your left leg out to the side, and then bring it back down. So I'll do it with my right leg so you can see. So you're getting this fire hydrant motion with this left leg. 5 more. 4. You can always come down onto this right forearm if that feels better. 3, trying to square off your torso. 2, last one. And then pause here. Come onto that arm or hand again if you're on your forearm. And you're gonna bring your right arm up into kind of a goalpost position. And you're gonna bring your leg up and then bring them both into center line and then open up. Resist to bring it in. And open and in for 4, 3, 2, neck is nice and long, last one, and then extend the arm and leg long, bring it in underneath you, open it out into that fire hydrant position, and then extend, bring it back in, and open. 3 more. Check in on that left arm, make sure your elbow isn't locked. Last one, open and extend. Bring it all the way back in. You can sit back onto your heels, clasp your wrists together, and you're just gonna roll those arms, or not arms, roll your wrists and then switch directions. And then you're gonna come back and we will change sides. So starting with that right leg to begin with, make sure the hips are square, float the leg out, open through the front of the hip, tap down, and think about lifting just from where that glute meets the hamstring. And the leg is just along for the ride. And up. 3 more, neck is long, 2. Last one. And then extend the left arm out in front of you, tap it down, and lift for 6. Right elbow is soft. 4. You can always do this also standing up, really. You could have your right hand on the wall, your left hand would be down on the ground, pause at the top, open out to that diagonal, and then resist back in. Think like you have the thigh master between your thighs. You're trying to draw it in towards midline. Feel that resistance and support across your core. 2 more. And last one. And then come down onto that forearm if you'd like, or you can stay on your hand. Right leg's gonna open out to the side and back down. And open. And down. Your hips can rotate, but you want to keep that torso nice and square to the floor for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Lower that leg down, come back up onto your hands, and then you're going to bring that left arm now to goalpost, right leg out to the side, resist to bring it in for 6. 4, 3, and then we will combine. 2, last one, extend, bend it in, and open. 6. Really think about just gliding that shoulder blade on that left side in towards your spine for 3, 2, and last one. Good, lower all the way down. Bring your knees wide, bring your hands away from you, and then press your hips back towards the floor and press the floor away. Really find that nice rounding through your back, even though you're close to the floor. It may be subtle, but your whole back is rounded. And then feel your hands draw down, straight down into the floor, and feel them externally rotate, feeling that widening across your upper back. And then feel the hands pull back towards your feet, and then lengthen the torso. Start to lift up and find that little extension just at the top of your spine, all the way up between the shoulder blades, and then press the floor away. You can almost feel your arms internally rotate slightly here. And then press them straight down into the floor. Feel the broadening across your shoulder blades. And then press down and pull back as you bring your chest through. And then press the floor away, round down. We're going to do that one more time. Little baby extension. Press straight down. Feel the external rotation of the arms, and then start to draw down and back toward your knees as you pull your torso through, and then come all the way back. From here, tuck those toes under one more time, or come back onto all fours rather. Tuck your toes under, take a nice big inhale, and then exhale, float the knees up. Feel your hip bones drawing towards one another. Inhale, and then exhale, and lower. Sit back. You can stretch out the bottoms of your feet. We're going to do 2 more like that, and then we're going to come to stand. Inhale here. Exhale. Press and lift. Feel those hip bones draw towards one another. Your transverse abdominals in the center and your ribs drawing in. Pelvic floor is lifted. Lower all the way down. Sit back, stretch your feet. And then last one, coming forward. Inhale. Exhale. Press up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Drop the knees down and then roll yourself all the way up. Before we stand, untuck the toes. Find this connection between your ribs and your hips. Gentle tuck under of the tailbone, but you're not squeezing your butt. And then send your arms out as you hinge back in one long line. And then press down through the palms as you come up tall. You can rotate the palms towards the ceiling as you hinge back. And then press down as you come forward. 5 more. Press. 4. Like you're stuck between 2 panes of glass. 3. 2, getting that nice stretch through the thighs. Hip bones are still drawing towards one another. Last one. Good, and then bring your right foot forward. Tuck those left toes under, and then come all the way up to stand. And then you're gonna bring your right leg, or left leg rather, back behind you. Come all the way down to the floor. Bring that right leg next to you. Right leg forward, press into that leg and stand all the way up. Your left leg is gonna come back. Find that little lunge, bend down, and then bring this right knee around. And then right knee comes forward, standing all the way up. And right leg's gonna come back. Lunge all the way down towards the floor. And then find that rotation of the hip, just like we were doing with those little fire hydrants, to come forward. Last time, left foot forward. You can tuck the toes under as you come up. And then going all the way back down, left leg back. Right leg comes around, and then you're just gonna get all the way up. So find a wall near you. Any wall will do. I'm gonna use half wall, half door, that's fine. And you're gonna stand so that you are at whatever chosen distance you want from the wall. Your arms are gonna be straight. And so this will be your distance from the wall. But if you want to increase the challenge here, you're going to walk your toes farther away from the wall so that you're going to start like in a little bit of a lean here. So I'll start in a tiny lean. You're going to have your heels off the floor. Your knees are nice and soft. Hands are wide. And then to start, you're just going to press the wall away and feel your upper back round like we're doing those scapular push-ups like we do on the floor. And then you're going to feel your shoulder blades draw in towards your back. And then press away, feel them round, and then let them come back through neutral. Feel your shoulder blades slide in towards your spine. 2 more, press the wall away, and then let it come back down. Last one, press it away, and then release that press a little, let the shoulder blades come in towards one another, and then find your neutral. Here in your neutral, hands are right in line with your shoulders, maybe a touch higher, but not much. And you're going to bend at the elbow and slowly lower down until your forearms come in line with the wall, and you're now effectively in a forearm plank. From here, you're gonna press into your hands as you exhale, and you're gonna move your whole body away, just like we did in thigh stretch a moment ago, until you come back into this nice plank position. And then again, bend at the elbows, feel them drip down towards the floor as you come into this forearm plank on the wall, and then press the floor away. Feel your whole body shift back in one long line. And then again, down, and press the floor away. Feel that connection of the heels of the hands drawing down towards the floor, especially as you press away. 4 more here. Neck is long. 3, moving nice and slowly. 2, If we did this on the floor, it'd be really, really hard, but you certainly will get a lot out of it just doing this. My arms get tired quickly. Arms are straight here. Again, if you want, we're gonna keep our arms straight, so if you wanna increase that distance between the wall and the floor and your feet, that's fine. You're gonna pull your right knee in towards your chest and then extend it long. Staying on that right side, pull the right leg in and back down. And if you like to do this on the floor or with your hands on a bench or just lifted slightly, you can. You're gonna keep moving it in for 4. 3, regardless of your positioning, your ribs are drawing towards one another, hips are drawing towards one another. 2. Last one, leave it bent. Shift it over to the left side of your body and then bring it back to the center. Shift it over to the left and bring it back without rotating the hips. So just a shift in the femur for 4, 3, 2, last one, bring it all the way back. Bring your right leg in, over, and down. And then bring it over so you're in that little cross plank to the center and down. 4 more, up, cross, down, and then cross, center, down. 2 more, up, cross, and down, cross, up, and down. Last one, up, cross, down, and then cross, center, and down. Shift your hips back. Find a nice stretch here in your hamstrings. Your knees are bent. Keep pressing your hands into the wall here. And then slowly roll all the way down towards the floor. And you're going to peel yourself all the way back up and reset. So hands coming back to the floor or the wall or your couch, whatever you're using. Left knee comes in and back. And in and back. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, pause at the top, shift it across to the left, or to the right now, and center, and shift, and center. Really thinking of finding that connection through the core, finding a challenge out of this. 2, and last one, and then lower that leg all the way down. We've got 6, combining that together. So lift up, cross, down, and cross, center, down. For 5. And go at your own pace here. If you want to pick it up a little and move a little faster, you're welcome to. And even if you're on the wall, or especially if you're on the wall, this is still core work. So find that engagement, not just letting that leg float in the air with no connection. For 2. Lift. And last one. Good. And then from here, you're going to come up onto your heels. Hands are right in line with your shoulder. And then you're going to lower your heels towards the floor and then lift. And then lower your heels to the floor and lift. So if you're joining the floor, you're just pointing and flexing, shifting your body weight forward and back for 5. Whole body moves together. 4, 3, 2, last one, and then lower your heels down to the ground. We're going to do one more plank variation, and we're going to do down dog into a plank. So if you want to do this on the wall, stay on the wall. You're just going to come into that nice hip hinge, and if you want, come onto your mat, hands on the floor, tuck those toes under, find length and openness, or an opening through the front of your hips, through your chest, press down, lift the hips up, find that down dog. If you want, externally rotate your legs ever so slightly and glue your heels together. And then you're gonna uncurl, find your plank. And then float the hips up like someone is dragging you back by the hips. Heels come towards the floor. And then find that plank. And if you're on the wall, you're just going from that wall plank into basically an L shape with your torso. Sending your hips back, same exact thing. 2. And coming forward, last 1. And then come all the way down onto your knees, regardless of where you are. We're going to take a child's pose for a second. And then we're going to come onto our backs. When you're ready, lay all the way down onto your back, placing your feet down on the floor. You can have your arms by your side or on your belly, whatever feels more comfortable. You're going to take a nice big inhale. And then on your exhale, float your right leg up into tabletop. Take another inhale. And bring your left leg up to meet it. You have 2 options. Well, 3 options actually. You can do toe taps from here, or you can do knee folds from here, your choice. And if you're doing toe taps and you'd like to add on and bring your hands behind your head and curl your head, neck, and shoulders up, you're more than welcome to. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders too, if that's what you're doing. And then you're gonna, on your inhale, lower your right leg away, and then exhale, float it back up. Inhale, switching sides. If you're doing the knee folds, you're doing the same thing, but just from the ground to float instead of the other way around. And left. 4 more to each side. You can always alternate what you're doing as you go. And switch. Left side. Last one to each side here. And down. Good, and then lower all the way down, bring your knees into your chest. And then find regardless of where you're at, you're gonna bring your knees all the way into your chest. Bring them nice and wide if that feels more comfortable. You're gonna have your arms on the ground. And you're gonna bring your knees all the way together, but in closer to your body than a 90-degree angle. And you're gonna take a nice big inhale. And you're gonna exhale. And you're just gonna find a true 90. And then if you have that engagement, you're gonna press your hands into your thighs and then let them come all the way back in. So your hands will like work and not work. So inhale here. And then on your exhale, find your 90. If this feels good, you're gonna bring your hands onto your thighs, and on your next exhale, you're gonna resist. And then inhale, let them come back in. Exhale, find that 90. Really feeling the connection across your whole torso. If you'd like here, you can also lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Press, 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 press. Without curling that tailbone under, you're staying in your neutral. Exhale, bring them back to tabletop one more time. Inhale, and then exhale. Find the deepening of that core. More wrap. Again, you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders up if you'd like. And then grab onto the right knee, bring it all the way in towards your chest as you extend your left. If this is too much with your head, neck, and shoulders curled up, you're just gonna do this with your upper body fully on the ground, just moving one leg in and then the other. Or you're gonna be on your forearms, or you're gonna be sliding one leg along the floor. For 4. 3, 2. Last one, really thinking about that core, staying nice and engaged. If you were to tap it, it's firm, but not like a rock. Bring both knees into your chest, regardless of where you're at, and gently rock back and forth from one side to the other. And then plant your feet down on the ground. And then arms come by your side. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, press your feet down into the floor, like actively press down. Feel those hamstrings engage. And then feel the heels press down and drag up towards your glutes. You can feel them engage even more. From there, you're going to press yourself up on your exhale. And then inhale as you lower all the way back down. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. Lift and lower. Gaze should be down your nose, not back behind you, to keep your spine in alignment here for 3, 2. Last one, pause at the top. Let your left leg externally rotate out to the side and resist to bring it back in. Staying on that left side. Externally rotate, let it fall out to the side. Resist to bring it back in. Check in on that right leg. Your knee is still reaching long away from you. Heel is pressing down and pulling back in opposition from your knee. 3 more on this left side. Good. Pause with both feet stable on the floor, and then let the right leg fall out to the side. And switch. Just letting that femur move in the hip socket, rolling to the outside edge of that right foot. 3. Left leg is still, that inner thigh. If you tap it, it is working. 2. Last one. Pause here at the top. And then you're going to float the left leg up and lower it down. Back into that marching, alternating right leg and then left. And if it's too much to alternate one leg and then the other, you're just going to lift one heel and then the other and not take your foot fully off the ground. Or you can just lift it to a hover and then plant it back down. We have 4. Pressing up. This is 2. Last one. Lower all the way down, press through the feet, and then slowly peel yourself all the way down, 1 vertebrae at a time. And then bring your feet nice and wide and give yourself a little windshield washer from one side to the other. And then roll over onto your left side, and then give a little pillow for your head. Your knees are stacked more or less 90 degrees in line with your hip, and you're gonna reach your arm out, your top arm, and you're just gonna let it reach up overhead. Keep your fingertips dragging along the floor, and you're gonna roll your head back into your hand, and you're gonna keep going as far as you can with those fingertips overhead. And then you're gonna roll yourself all the way back as you walk your fingertips in front of you. And then again, let them come up overhead. And then rotate your spine, not your spine, your torso. Keep reaching forward with that top leg. Getting a nice stretch to the chest here. Take a big inhale. Try to put more of your shoulder blade, that left shoulder blade, on the floor. And then come all the way back. 2 more. Rolling that whole torso open. Really trying to find that rotation in the upper back. Last one. Coming all the way up overhead. Reach and come around. Take a big inhale. And then come, I don't know what I'm doing with my arm, all the way back around. Bring your right hand onto the floor. And you're going to press yourself up. Your right hand is going to stay on the floor. Your left hand can either kind of gently rest on the floor or come across your torso. And you're going to send that right elbow towards your thighs as you lower all the way down. and then press up. Rotate your torso gently towards the floor, and then rotate it forward as you lower all the way back down. Inhale here. Exhale, press. As you rotate. Again, your hand can be lightly resting kind of on the floor to catch your head and give you a little bit of support. We have one more, and then we're going to pause at the top. Place that left hand down, and then just take a second to find a nice stretch here. If you want to extend your top leg towards that back diagonal, you can. And then you're going to come down onto that left forearm. Keep this left leg back behind you, and you're going to float it up, flex and sweep it forward. Point and bring it back. Flex and sweep it forward. Keeping your hips stacked one on top of the other. Your hip bones have little lights on them, and they're flashing forward for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Pause with your leg directly underneath your hip, bend it in towards your chest, and extend. And bend it in. And extend. You can bring your hand to your butt and feel the sitting bone sort of drop into your hand, and then as you press that leg away, you can feel it basically narrow, and then feel it widen and drop into your hand, and then press out, feel it narrow and sort of disappear. You get more flesh for 2. Good, plant that leg down. You're gonna keep this left leg in your 90-degree angle, and you're gonna lift it up and back down, or you're gonna lift the whole leg up and down. Think like you're gonna bring those inner thighs to touch. Knee and foot lift at the same rate for 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep pressing the floor away with this left arm. You're lifted through your underside. Last one, and lower it down. Bring that leg underneath you. Readjust yourself if you need. We're going to go up into some side planks. So you can do them like this with one knee stacked on top of the other, or you're going to extend your top leg and you're going to lift your hips up and then lower down. You can do one of many things with your hands behind your head, up towards the ceiling, on your hip. We're going for 4, 3. You can always bring both legs long. 2. Last one, pause at the top, lift your hand up overhead, and then rotate towards the floor, and then open. Hips go with for 4, 3, and if you're on your knee, you're doing the same thing. 2, hips come back as you rotate. Last one, and then lower all the way down. Bring your left leg forward again, bend your right knee next to you, and you're going to place that left hand on the floor, press the floor away, side bend over to the left, and then side bend up and over towards the right now. And then rotate towards your right leg and round. Press that left leg away, or right leg away a little. And then you're going to swing your legs around to the other side and come all the way down. Make that little pillow for your head. Knees in the 90-degree angle from the hips. Torso in one long line. Bring those fingertips out straight in front of you and then sweep them up overhead and open. And coming all the way back. 3 more. Going at your own pace. You can also just do this once and hang out there if it feels good. But if you notice that when you do this, you're like really cramped right here between your chest and your shoulder, bring your hand there, like we did in the beginning. Try to open that up. Use your hand as a nice tactile cue for yourself to breathe there, to find a little bit more space. Last time. Good. And then go ahead and extend this back leg long, coming up onto your forearm. And you're just gonna lift that leg up, flex and hinge at the hip to bring it forward. Again, you can bring your hand to your glute for this one as well. Flex and sweep it forward, point, and bring it back. 6 more. Press the floor away. Hip bones are square, torso and shoulders are square to the front. 2. Last one. Sweep it back. Pause and bring your leg right underneath you, and then bend it in line just so it's floating above this bottom leg in line with your hip and down. Really think about hinging at the hip, dropping that sitting bone down and reaching away, whether or not you are giving yourself a nice tactile feedback here. 3. 2 more. Last one, extend that leg long and back behind you. So again, you can either internally rotate and keep that foot on the floor, or you're gonna lift that whole leg up. Knee and hip lift at the same rate. And lift, keep pressing that floor away for 4. 3, if you need to roll back slightly, if it's not comfortable on your hip, by all means do that. 2. Last one, and then bring that leg underneath you for your side plank. So knees all the way together, top leg long or both legs long, your call. You're gonna lift and lower for 7, 6, 5, see what feels good today, 4, 3, 2, last one, hold it up, reach that top arm long, rotate your hips and your torso towards the floor, and then open for 6. Hips go back, 4, 3, 2, and last one. And then lower all the way down, bring your right leg forward, left leg back. Bring your right hand to the floor again, and then side bend up and over. Reach that left sitting bone down towards the floor. And then side bend up and over now towards the left. And then rotate your torso down towards your leg. Press your calf away if that feels good, rounding your spine. And then bring your legs in front of you. You can sit on that pillow if it's not too far away. And you're just gonna take your hands to your ribs here for a second. You can also be on your knees if that feels better. I'm gonna do that. High or low, your choice. Take a nice big inhale. Feel your ribs expand in the back and front to the sides, and exhale. Relax. One more breath in. And then float your arms all the way up on your next inhale. And then exhale, externally rotate. And then grow taller as you press your arms down towards the floor. And you are all finished. Thank you.